14th, before I have a motion for the, approve the minutes from the last meeting, we set the schedule for next month, and we've been running on the second Thursday of each month currently, so that brings us to February 11th. The only time we really get pushed back to the third week of a month is when the planning board decides to go to their monthly, their once-a-month meeting, and that's when we do get pushed, and usually that's July, August, and around Christmas time. So we get forced by them changing their schedule to once a month. I don't know why, but that's kind of like the way they want to handle things. So with that, that's the schedule for the next meeting. If you had an opportunity to read the minutes, I'll take a motion.
I'll motion to
Motion
accept the
by
minutes
Mary.
as presented.
I have a second.
Second.
Second by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous.
I got one. I didn't open it yet. I probably got one.
I also, just as a point of note to board members, Kelly's going to have the updated zoning map supplied to each member of the board. Since they changed the Main Street Business District near the hospital to now incorporate office-type uses, there was some properties in that area that were not aware that their zoning had changed, and I do know of one or two instances where it has affected some transfers concerning some licenses, and I believe that'll be addressed at the next town meeting coming up. So just so that all board members have a good, clear idea of where these zones are since it's been changed, and it's been recommended and changed already, at least you have an idea of where these new office zones are in the business district are based on the change that was done by the last town meeting. With that, we're going to go right to the 705 application at 44 Green Street LLC for a special permit pursuant to section 3.2.5.1 of the zoning bylaws in relation to a 24,000 square foot more or less parcel of land located on the southeasterly intersection of Green Street and Cape Road, known as numbered as 44 Green Street. The special permit relief is sought to order the permit and the maintenance and use of a commercial portable warehouse storage trailer as the plans were submitted. On the panel, by the way, will be the full-time members, and on this one here will be Charlie. With that, let me see what the application reads. I believe this is a simple transfer, correct?
It's not a transfer. It's for the portable warehouse.
Okay, this is for
It's
special
been-
permit for
It's been
portable
there.
warehouse. So,
It was discovered, of course, that it wasn't by permit, so.
all right, so with that, I'll take a motion for Mary to suspend from the reading of the
Okay, make
minutes
a
as
motion to
long as they're
dispense.
same as if they're in
Oh, I'm sorry.
documents. And I'll turn it over to Attorney John Fernandez for the explanation of what you're trying to do.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. I'm here with Chris Quartermarsh, who is the manager for the Domino's down there and for the business that is Green Street LLC, which is owned by a Mr. Jeff Duffy, who's not here. He's out of state this evening, otherwise he would have been here. But he purchased this building, I think, back in 2004. And the portable warehouse that's shown on the property in the back here was located there for all that time. Came to his attention that that was supposed to be permitted by special permit, through our bylaw. It was there when he purchased the property. And so came to us, we talked about it and said, look, if you're gonna do that, you should bring it into compliance, not seek any variances. So he worked with Gary and Halnan to find the proper location that would bring it into compliance with setbacks, particularly as to the railroad facility out here, the layout, because of course that's being activated. So he pulled it in closer to the building and to the back. You're all familiar with this building. It's down at Green Street, diagonally across from the car wash. at the intersection of Green and Route 140. There's a variety of uses that have been in it. Today, currently, the Domino's is in there with a couple of other users. There's no basement to the property, so for storage purposes, that's why they've had the trailer out there. It's used to store some of the supplies for the business, as well as some furniture that they rotate in and out. And they're looking for permission pursuant to 3.2.5.1, I believe it is, to allow for the use of the as part of the commercial. As you can see, it's located the way that the building is situated on the lot, it's actually located such that it's really not visible from the roadway. The abutter is the railroad, the abutter is the street, building, so it's pretty unintrusive in terms of its location. And that's really the simplicity of the request. If there's any questions, we're happy to entertain them.
Okay, with that, I'll just, the planning board did review this at their meeting of January 5th. They voted favorable. Town planner letter indicates also that this is an existing non-compliant storage unit to a compliant location on the property, otherwise applicable zoning requirements appear to be met. And Larry Duncan, the town planner, also recommended a forward to be issued to the zoning board. With that, Charlie, I'll start on your end of the table if you have any questions.
Yeah, Attorney Fernandez, maybe I missed it. What initiated getting this all squared away?
I think Laurie Braza was doing her normal tours and spotted it, brought it to the attention of the owner, who had no idea that it required a special permit. Again, since it was there when he purchased the property, he assumed it was there legally. Nobody at the time of the purchase said anything to him about it, and so as soon as she brought it to his attention, he contacted me. I put him in touch with Gary and Helen, and they did the plans. Took a little bit to get the location correct, because there were a couple of poles out there in the ground that they wanted to try and maneuver to get it into the right location, so it was compliant.
And the reason for my question was I didn't see any abutters here, so I knew there was no contention.
No, it wasn't that anybody had said, oh, that just appeared, what's it doing out there? Not at all. It was the normal enforcement review
It's
that
good.
spotted it. Yeah, that's what she was doing at the time, and
Absolutely.
that's what it brought to the attention of the owner.
Brian?
I'm all set, Mr. Chairman, thanks.
Just a quick question. This metal storage building, is it a trailer on wheels, or is it on a piece of concrete, or just sitting in a parking lot?
Yeah, it was, oh, can I talk?
Sure,
Sorry.
yeah, Chris. go ahead.
It was originally in like the woods, then we moved it out. It's now sitting on our parking lot back there. We have a small parking lot, but it's just like a shipping container.
Okay.
We keep our, we operate 18 Domino's Pizza stores, so it's kind of our home store where we keep a lot of our equipment and that we switch out and stuff, so.
Okay. Gary?
What's the size of the container?
Looks like it's about 40 by 10.
Yeah, I think it's a 4
Okay,
foot.
all right, thank you.
John?
No, I'll set, Mr. Chairman.
All set. Okay, with that, we'll close the hearing. Do you have your last word before we can take it under advisement and make a vote?
I just
You
ask
good?
for your favorable consideration. Thank you.
With that, the hearing is closed. Pleasure of the board.
Might as well vote on it now.
Sure,
I'm
if you
fine
want.
with that,
Yeah. Your motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion to approve as
As
submitted.
stated.
Second, John, all those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Get you in and out real quick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good. Yeah,
Everything's settling down.
yeah.
It's different, right?
Yeah, it's different, yeah.
Pretty big presence in the room.
We are flying here tonight.
I know. Crazy, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, that being after 7:10, thank you, John.
Yeah, night, John.
On the application of Anne Marie Vaz, 12 Ferguson Street, why don't you come on up? Have a seat in front of the microphone. You are live and on TV. Welcome.
Dave, I'm just going to remove myself from this.
Okay, Charlie, feel free to sit any place you want. Okay, let me just briefly read the hearing, and then we'll go right to it. This is on the application of Anne Marie Yaz of 12 Ferguson Street for a special permit relief in relation to a 22,322 square foot, more or less, parcel of land located on the northerly side of Ferguson Street, known and numbered as 12 Ferguson Street. Special permit relief is sought in pursuant to Section 2.3 zoning bylaw for an establishment of a supplemental apartment, where supplemental apartment will be utilized by a family member as permitted under the terms of the zoning bylaws. With that, I do have the applicant's application in hand. And concerning the question, explain the reasons you assert the special permit sought is in harmony with the general purpose and the intent of the bylaw. The applicant states the proposal improvements will be contained within the existing footprint of the house. There's several similar dwelling with in-law scenarios in the neighborhood. Concerning the question of the proposed use of the premises will not create undue traffic or congestion, the applicant states the proposed in-law is for the applicant's single daughter. All parking associated with this proposal will be contained within the existing garage or driveway. Concerning the question, concerning the proposed use of the premises will not cause harm to the neighborhood or create a nuisance or hazard affecting the health, welfare, and safety of the public. The applicant states the proposal will be consistent with the neighborhood since there are several similar units in the neighborhood, and all of the construction will be internal. With that, we do have a note from the planning board, and they met on January 5th, and they also voted favorable. See town planner letter from town planner Larry Duncan. And in short, the applicant is seeking a supplemental apartment. It will be contained within the existing dwelling and will consist of a studio-type unit. No additions will be necessary to the house. All other zoning requirements appear to be met. Therefore, he recommends a favorable report to the zoning board as well. So with that, we'll turn it over to you. Tell us what you're going to do. What's your, I see there's a plan, is there a plan in here at all?
Yes, there is.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
My name's Kevin Conover. I'm a direct abutter to Anne Marie Yaz. This is Terry Yaz, her daughter. They asked me to help them with the application. Also a land surveyor, and my company did the plan showing the location of the house on the property. It's exactly as you stated. They're trying to put an in-law apartment for Terry to move in. For her mother. Everything's going to be self-contained within the existing structure. The only exception to that would be a small deck on the westerly side of the property, which will conform to zoning. I checked with the building inspector, and decks have to count, so in terms of the side setback in which it conforms. So like you indicated, all the construction is going to be contained within the building. The roof line's going to stay the same. There may be a window or two added to the front facade of the house, but it'll be very consistent with the neighborhood. Most of the people in the neighborhood probably won't even know that it's being done, because it's going to be all self-contained within the building.
It's a colonial-style residence?
It's kind of a weird, I don't know if we would call it colonial. It's more like a raised ranch.
And it's lot number 1 on the plan?
That's correct.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, if you have any questions?
Okay. With that, I'll turn it over to Dave. I'll start on you, with you.
I'm all set.
All set? John?
Nope, no questions.
Questions?
You don't have any pictures, do you? I'm trying to figure out, is this in the basement? Is this on the first floor? What was there before?
What it is they're building it above the garage. There's some open space above the garage, so they're building the apartment in there.
So are you gonna build out the roof, dormer it, or?
The roof line is staying the same.
Okay, and what's the square footage of this area here?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
Because they're really, I'm just trying to get a feel of the size of it.
The addition or the existing house?
No, the addition, I'm just trying to picture it. You know, usually it's in a colonial or something, and it's, so
Yeah, if you're looking at those plans, it's...
Is it on the right-hand side or the left-hand side of this plan?
It'll be constructed right above the garage, which is...
So the
right there.
garage is in the front?
Correct.
Okay. And the garage going to stay there?
Garage
It'll be
is-
over the garage?
Correct.
Okay.
And
And the roof line's not changing?
Roof line's not changing.
And this is the floor plan layout in that room?
Correct. Yeah, you look at it, it's a great room, kitchen area, and
I don't see a bedroom. So it's gonna be all one?
Studio.
Just like a studio's gonna be, okay. While you're thinking about that, I'll shoot over to
Okay.
Brian.
I don't have any questions, just a reminder that this special permit expires in 3 years.
That's correct.
Or whenever you sell the property. So you'd have to come back to renew it, before it expires.
And to remind anybody that's out there that has these in-laws, there are a few out there that are expired, and please note that you advertise this to try and sell these as an in-law is not something that you can do. So we just want you to remind us, this is an investment that people make, and then they think they automatically have an in-law setup when they go further, and then they find out they're probably gonna have to rip it out if someone gets caught, or they get caught trying to sell it as an in-law. And Brian's right, they're good for 3 years, so you have to renew. You're not gonna be reminded, maybe the zoning law enforcement officer may remind you, but it looks like it's a nice setup, and it's nice that you're keeping it all within the same dwelling. It looks like it works out well.
How many other people live in the house?
Just one, just my mom.
Okay, this is for your mom?
That's for me.
Oh, that's for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay, now I get it. Okay, all right,
It
I'm
has to be,
sorry.
it has to be family.
It has,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I know, but
That
I
would be
didn't
mine.
realize, I thought it was for your daughter.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no.
That's what was confusing me. Okay, now I get it.
her mother's out of state.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, we'll close the hearing. You have the last word before we take it under advisement and vote. You all set? Okay, the hearing's closed. Therefore, board members, what is the, what'd you like to do?
I move to approve.
Brian, I have a motion from Brian to approve as submitted,
I'll second it.
all seconded by Mary. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Congratulations. Now, you have what's called a 20-day appeal period, so you can't really do anything for that time frame until the decision is issued and rendered to you, and then you probably should have an attorney record that for you. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
See you, Charlie.
Take it easy.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good night.
Thank you for joining us. Very quick meeting tonight. We appreciate it. Good luck. Have a-